So in the last few years, gentleman folders have really started to connect with me. The slim lines and old school feel seem to really connect with me, particularly when I'm dressing up, I'm going out for a night on the town with my wife, heading to the office, and got a day of meetings ahead of me. So I went crazy when I saw that Civivi was releasing the Rustic Gent Gentleman Folder. Just take a look at that beautiful, beautiful blade. I mean, the lines are so organic, so beautiful. I mean, they really are. I mean, it is slim, it is precise, it is has this like deadly look, but then this tame look at the same time, just because of the lines. It's just so beautiful, so well done, and I'm looking forward to showing you how Civivi executed this knife. If there are any drawbacks to the design, we'll throw in some competitive options of other gentleman folders that I have, and just show you what you can expect from the Rustic Gent and whether or not this is a good gentleman folder when you are looking for that lightweight, slim, precision gentleman folder. So let's take a look and see what this little blade's got going on. So one of the cool things right out of the gate with this design is the handle. The handle really sets this thing apart in my mind. It makes it kind of stand out from the crowd because it has carbon fiber bolsters here. And then mine is, I believe, burlap micarta. They do have this tan, obviously. They have green, they have black, and then they have G10 versions as well. They're all within about $1 or $2 in price. So there's lots of different options out there, and particularly this model really connected with me. I actually had GT Junior hop up on my lap. I said, "Which one do you like, buddy, the green or the tan?" He was like, "Tan." And so I agreed with him, and so we decided to purchase that one, and that's the one that we went with. And that's what sets itself apart right out of the gate. Now, the overall length from front to back is 3.875 inches from front to back there. And then you have a thickness of 0.44. So it's definitely, just to give you some perspective, this is a buck 112. The buck 112 is slightly larger, just ever so slightly longer, definitely a lot thicker than this guy. So though it's similar in size, it is a slightly smaller package folded up, slimmer and shorter and lighter. This thing comes in at 2.59 ounces. So basically 2.6 ounces, very lightweight, which is really great. Doesn't, weigh down the pocket like some other gentleman folders sometimes can. Now when it's open, you can just see the really nice contouring. They have rounded the scales in there. The fit and finish is fantastic, super well done. You have that little bit of grippy texture because of the micarta. Really fits my hand just perfectly. Much smaller, and then my finger, my pinky would be starting to fall off and become a 3-finger knife. With my large size hands, I wear large size gloves, it fits really good. It's just perfect right in there. No hot spots to speak of, nothing like that. You do have those steel liners in there, even though it is nice and lightweight. So the handle design, slimness, and ergonomics really does well. They really did a good job on the fit and finish, and then giving you a lot of options to help it kind of stand out from the crowd with micarta and G10 and carbon fiber, and I mean, it just pops. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking knife. So the deployment is really cool. Though it looks like a gentleman nail nick deployment, it actually can be deployed one-handed if you would like. The trick is with this groove that they have here on either side, it has enough of a lip and it's long enough that I can easily put my thumb in a little bit of pressure. It has a first kind of seat, and then I can easily deploy the knife that way one-handed. So that's pretty cool that you can do that ambidextrously on either side, but it looks like a nail nick folder like you would expect from like my buck 110, which you can't do. You have to get, like a little added stud from Quick, and then you can use it. But then that kind of takes away a little bit from the kind of sleek line. So they really did a good job of that it can be deployed one-handed or just opened two-handed like a lot of normal gentleman folders, and doesn't give the appearance of a one-handed deploying folder. And then the real nice thing is that it comes back down, and it is riding on bronze bushings in there. So it's very, very smooth, very easy to open that. And then really to close it though, you are gonna have to do two-handed or push it up against something to get it to close. Centering is dead on, hasn't floated right or left, and has just a very, very smooth, flush lockup. The lockup is very good for a lockback of a gentleman's style, very similar to any sort of buck knife or anything like that in its strength. Really well done on that lockback feature. So it's very strong, very capable, but very smooth because of the bronze washers and just the way that they've designed the retention and the overall fit and finish of the deployment and lockup. So what's really cool with the blade is not only first off the shape, that clip, that like bayonet clip is massive, really looks good, almost like a harpoon, honestly. You got a little bit of that tip right up there. I mean, just really looks good with that satin finish, really well done. I really, really like that a lot. The tip is precise, great for penetrating and slicing things open, opening packages, that type of stuff. Good belly on it as well. So it's gonna pierce very nicely, but also slice very well because of the thickness being 0.1, so nice and thin, very, 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 very slicey, and a very high, shallow, hollow grind. So it's not a very abrupt and then like a heavy shoulder. That's not the case. It's less so than say like a buck knife. You can see there it's definitely got a shoulder up here, and it's gonna be a thicker overall blade. Again, more for hunting and harder use, I would argue. So it's definitely a slimmer, thinner blade with a very high, mild, hollow grind. So, I mean, it's a wicked, wicked slicer. Now, it's not gonna be tough and durable. You're not gonna be, you know, cranking through super hard material and being able to stab and pry and do all that type of stuff. It's not designed for that. But for slicing, precision cuts, really well done. It's gonna be 3 inches overall length. It's gonna have an edge to spine height of 0.75 inches, and then it has D2 steel. Now, some of you were asking me, hey, how's the edge holding up? It's holding up well compared to like my D2 from Steel Will, which is Chinese made, and a couple other companies. So, I mean, it's doing well for a Chinese D2 steel. I'm not seeing any softness or over chippiness for, again, the mild tasks I'm doing. You start like really cranking on it, you know, doing crazy stuff and hitting, you know, rocks and doing a lot of like outdoorsy type of tasks, then you may start seeing, you know, something different. But from what I'm seeing, good edge retention for D2, and it's holding that good edge. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit the pouch that comes with this knife. I think it's a unique design. There's some good aspects to it. There are a couple drawbacks to the design. Now, it is leather. You got Civivi embroidered and, you know, stamped in there, and then the stitching is good. Have carried this quite a bit, so the wearing is what you could expect. It's doing well. You know, there's no seaming that's pulling out or anything like that. Definitely keeps that kind of gentleman rustic feel. Now, as you can see on the back there, we have a deep ride loop over pocket clip attached to the pouch, which is really cool. It's kind of unique. It's not a belt loop, which is what you normally get on like buck 110s and those type of knives. So this gives you the ability to kind of carry it like a pocket knife in the sense that you just slip it into your pocket, but then you can pull the knife out and use it and then slide it back in, or you could put it, depending on how deep your 5th coin pocket is, you can use it that way as well. So I think it's innovative, it's unique, and honestly, it would really work well, except for one little drawback. I really like the cutout right here, allows you to grab the knife, but because they didn't match that up on the other side, you can barely see any exposed. And what I tend to find myself having to do is I have to kind of fight with the pouch, and I kind of have to pull it to the side and then kind of pull it and pinch it out. If they had done a similar cut, even like on one side or both sides of this pocket clip, now you can modify that if you want to, then it makes it easier. Otherwise, you have to do a lanyard on that lanyard hole to pull it out of the pouch. I'm just swapping out lanyards. I wanted to get one that would match. And that's why that doesn't have it currently, but basically I'll always be having this with a lanyard because of that reason. So the idea is really cool. With a little tweaking, it would have been really functional as is, kind of 50-50 on its actual functionality. So we'll go ahead and hit price here with you real quick. Now I paid, I believe, $76 over on Blade HQ for this knife. They all flowed right around that. I think the G10 version is like $74, so 75 bucks basically is what you're gonna be paying for this design. Now the quality, as I've been showing you today, the fit and finish, some of the carry options, you know, the leather pouch, obviously, even the little lanyard hole helps give you some extra options that a lot of gentleman folders don't give you. D2 steel, all that stuff. Chinese made, $75. It's reasonable, I think, for everything that you're getting. Just to give some perspective, though, I do have a USA made buck 112 and 5160 steel, which I really like a lot. And I think I paid 55 or 60 bucks for that. I definitely paid less than $75 for this buck, made here in the US. Good, kind of an upgrade over 420 steel, still high carbon, but very cool. You know, comes with a leather pouch. I did have to spend, you know, an extra $8 for that little thumb stud, but because it's USA made versus, again, Chinese made, you know, things to think about. I wouldn't say it's the best value for a gentleman folder, but I think at $75, well under $100, I think it's very reasonable for what else is on the market. You just have to determine, you know, is what you're seeing here, you know, and that's hitting your price point, or, you know, you can go get a $110. Obviously, it'll be heavier. It won't have quite the smoothness and slimness that this has, and some of the just aesthetics. I actually think that the Civivi looks a little cooler than the $112. I know that might be heresy for some of you, but just things to consider. So I would say it's a decent price point. I think if it was $65, that would be a little nicer on the pocketbook, because there aren't, you know, it's not a super steel like S35VN, and it doesn't have any, you know, moving parts and like an assisted or, you know, something like that. So that's just my feedback. You guys will have to determine. We'll have links for you guys below: Blade HQ, Amazon, GP Knives. We appreciate when you do make purchases. If this is what you feel like the knife for you, we appreciate when you purchase through the hyperlinks in the description below. Now, these do sell out quite a bit. I think this is like the 3rd batch that they have done. And when I'm making this video, Blade HQ only had 1 version available, but I know that they're trying to crank out and keep in stock as much as possible. So it's a very popular knife from what I'm seeing. They come, a batch is there for like a week and then it sells out. So just, you know, if the option that you're looking for isn't available, just keep checking back. You'll see it pop back up through any of those links. And appreciate when you purchase through those other links as well, other gear that you might be, you know, looking at, 511, Mystery Ranch, you know, different stuff like that, knock around sunglasses. And I want to give a shout out to our PayPal supporters as well. You guys that give on PayPal, it is so awesome. That helps me continue to get out here, buy gear just like what you saw, drop the money to buy this so that I could give this video to you guys, give you my feedback. So I appreciate it. You guys are helping the channel for sure. So $75, decent, not the best value on the market, but pretty reasonable for the materials that you're getting. Well, there you have it, guys. You can see there, I love that one-handed option and capability, but still kind of feeling like, you know, a two-handed old school gentleman folder. So in conclusion, guys, I'm in love with the blade. I really connect with it a lot. I'm really happy that I threw down my money to pick this up, and it basically everything that you see in the pictures, that you, if you're watching this video and you're considering it, you're gonna be happy with the quality, the fit and finish, and the designing from everything that I'm seeing and my performance that I've seen it, you know, do for me in the last while since I've had it. Now, something to consider as well, I think this is a great gift knife, you know, to gift somebody, maybe to give all of your groomsmen, you know, or all your bridesmaids maybe, you know, if you've got a particular color combination and you've got ladies who like a blade too, because it's very slim and lightweight, so I think even ladies will connect with it as well. But yeah, gift knife, you know, give to a dad or a grandpa, you know, something like that. I think they'll also get a lot of appreciation, but just a lot of use out of the design, which is really cool. So look forward to seeing what Civivi continues to do, particularly in this vein. I'd love to see even some premium versions, have them come out with some different, maybe like red, you know, micarta, stuff like that. Burgundy would be really cool, I think, designing. So guys, there you have it. I hope that this has helped you out, shown you what the Rustic Gent can do, its options and capabilities, and whether or not it's the right gentleman folder to throw in your rotation. Love to hear your guys' thoughts below, particularly those of you who already purchased it. How's it holding up for you? You know, how are you liking it? And yeah, check out the other video popping up. If you're not a current subscriber, I invite you to subscribe, become part of the GT family. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook as well. Throwing up content there all the time. Appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Look forward to seeing you next week. Next time, same bat channel. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.